Facebook. Also, live on Twitch and Periscope and iHeartRadio as well. Jigman Freud, Jignatius Dieguaye, the master debater, the cunning linguist, the admirable alliteration. And the only reason why I do this is because I have with us one of our favorites. As I called her earlier today, when I just called her a few moments ago, the most normal person, the more sane person that I've talked to all friggin' day.
I'm like, wow, you don't have to beat out a lot for that.
Vicky Vixxx joins us today. We also have with us riding shotgun, as Alex Jones would say, the great Chris Ortiz. This is a fun little time to be visiting with Vicky. She, of course, is the 2017 Best Fetish Cam Model from the XBiz. You can also get more information at therealvickivixx.com, and that's with 3 X's. And she's a fetish model, a producer, a dominatrix, and a webcam model, MILF. She's an event planner as she's coming from her office there, and she's a hostess as well. Not a cookie, an actual hostess. So Vicky, I like your hair, by the way. That is pretty damn cool.
Thanks. I added a little bit of purple. I've just been playing with it because I'm home. I do it myself. So once it fades out, I just kind of do something different next.
Well, that's a good. I guess that's a.
This is the fuck it hair.
That's the fuck it hair. There you go. Like I said, you're the most sane and normal person I've talked to all day. So Vicky, you're down there in Tampa. They reopened the beaches over the weekend. Did you go to the beach?
I don't think they opened the beaches here in Tampa Bay. I think that was up in Jacksonville.
Okay.
And actually what's funny is I saw this thing today online, of course. And it's the news talking about the beaches opening somewhere in California and Jacksonville. And it showed the same picture that they got off Getty Images. So this guy took a drone, awesome. And he's like, you want to see some drone footage? What's really going on in Jacksonville beaches? And it was like, people all spaced out. It wasn't crowded, whatever. So I've been inside the house, dude. I've left maybe 3 times in the past month.
Wow. So with you being a fetish cam model and dominatrix and everything, has COVID-19 sent you through the roof with sales?
I don't want to jinx myself, but it hasn't been. Put it this way, I genuinely feel, honestly, I do, for the people that are 9 to 5, that cannot work, even for the people that are forced to work that don't want to, but especially for people that live paycheck to paycheck, because I was living paycheck to paycheck at one time. And,
yes.
Stuff like this just humbles me because I'm like, it didn't really affect, my business that much. I'm not doing live in-person sessions. I'm not shooting with other models. I'm not hiring models. I'm not, working with other production companies. So I would say for me, it hasn't really affected, my business, but it's humbled me to know that, there's people that are just thinking, what the hell, man?
So Chris Ortiz, we are having Chris Ortiz ride shotgun with us today. He is a photographer, and he has been interviewing all sorts of porn perv magnets the last couple weeks. So do you have any questions for Vicky before I jump back into all my weird jiggy questions?
Ooh,
so with you in your in all these different fields, does it basically, is it a lot of fun doing it all, or do you basically do it all at once, or do you space it out certain days?
Yeah, are you a dominatrix one day, Vicky, and then you're
No, it's kind of like it's kind of like Vicky Vixxx obviously is a brand, and I have all these different services that I offer in my brand. And so it's kind of like, yeah, it differs from day to day, but it's not like, okay, I'm doing dominatrix this day and like, this day. Yeah, I do it all alone. I do hire people every once in a while to do things like edit videos or write descriptions, but everything else, I do myself. So yeah.
That's awesome. You're your own brand, which is awesome. Vicky joins us today here in our broadcast, and so this all happened after we all hung out in Vegas. I think maybe hanging out at that after party with you jinxed this whole thing.
Huh?
I was trying to make a joke. I was hoping you would, you know, do do
I was
do
like,
do
wait, I
do
thought
your
I
classic Vicky and whack me in the face kind of thing. She brought her own sound effects. That's awesome. So you've been out of the house a total of 3 times. What have you been doing while you're locked down under?
Yeah, I actually had gone to Hawaii before it got real serious. It was coming up on spring break, normal routine. My son, was off to his dad's, and I was
Yeah.
taking my time off. And I travel when I don't have my son because I just love to, get up and go. And I can pretty much make a work trip out of anywhere.
Yes.
So I had a friend in Hawaii. So at first I was like, the media's hyping this up. People are panicking, which they do. This is routine. And in Florida, it happens a lot with the hurricanes. So it's kind of like
Yes.
I'm desensitized a little bit and I don't want to panic because I'm either not panicking or I'm like letting it control all of my day, all of my thoughts. And it's like, I've learned,
Yep.
the older I get, like to kind of, push that aside. And so, yeah, so I took off to Hawaii and then I was like, okay, it's getting serious. So I canceled. I was supposed to go to Denver and Dallas after that, and I canceled those trips and I came home, and that was the 21st of March. And I was like, well, obviously I'm quarantining definitely myself for 14 days. So the first 14, I think it was like 17 or 18 days inside, and then I finally went to the grocery store. And I'm a single mom. I live alone. I don't have
Yeah.
an other half or whatever. Like, I'm both, because you get both halves with one of me.
Well, I'll tell you, Becky, I've known you long enough to know that you are you're more of a man than most men that I know. So you are. Yeah.
I love that. I do have way more balls than most men.
Yes.
I know that because I kick a lot of them, so I see the average range of ball sizes on a regular basis, or the random dick pics, that get sent to me every once in a while. So I know what I'm talking about when I talk about balls.
Now educate Chris Ortiz here on this whole thing of kicking men in the balls. Because when you mentioned about kicking men in the balls, his eyes like darted to the side. I think he was horrified.
I forget that not everybody hears this stuff all the time. I can say the most shocking shit to some people that hear around people in the industry. They're like, oh yeah, oh that guy, that pegging guy, that lets girls run trains on him and everything like that. Yeah. Anyways. So it's a fetish. It's a hardcore extreme fetish called ball busting. And it runs in the CBT, which is cock and ball torture category, family, what have you, in the BDSM kind of dictionary, I guess. So yeah, and I don't know why. I mean, it's different for every person. It's different for every sub. There's no, this is why men like to get kicked in the balls. It's a different person for each. One example is, it's just, again, that power exchange, that consensual power exchange. And a lot of these men in their real life or work life or family life take a very masculine, role, CEOs, or they run, certain, contracting deals, or for instance, this guy in I'm not going to say the city. He was a police officer, and I guessed it just by, I don't know, conversation, his build, whatever. I totally guessed it. I was like, "Are you a cop?" And he was like, "Yeah." But it was more of a fun type of a thing. You know what I'm saying? I was giggling, I was laughing, he was taking it. Where other times it's more of like a heavy punishment, very serious. Take these and you're gonna like it type of a thing. So I could go on forever.
We have got a great guest with us today. Vicky Vixxx joins us here in our broadcast, and I was looking at your Twitter account earlier today, and
oh my God, what?
Where in the world did you get this photo taken of you that you retweeted from this Donald Smith? It looks like a professional model shot.
Oh, he took that.
That is a hell of a photo, my friend.
Yes, that's from my photo set with Melissa Dawson, one of my friends. She is local as well. You have to have her on, Melissa Double D, baby. Love her. I've known her forever. She is a webcam model on Stream8 as well as I am.
Because this photo is, I'm gonna put this thing up for the social media viewers and the TV viewers. This is, holy smokes! Where was this shot? This is a heck of a photo.
Yes, that was actually at my friend Melissa's house. In her backyard, she has a gorgeous pool. I was at her house. We did a 2-girl photo shoot there with Dawn. I've known Dawn for a long time. She's known Dawn for a long time. Me and Melissa met each other, and we didn't know we had this photographer friend in common for like the longest. And then we were like, "Oh, you know Dawn, yeah, let's get together and do something." So we did something. Yeah.
We've got.
It's that. I don't know. I can just do something with like my eyes and my face. It's like a total thirst trap without even showing any of my body, like from here up.
Well, it's a hell of a deal.
You fucking head right up tonight.
Vicky Vixxx with us today, and she joins us live here in our broadcast. Now, you list in your Twitter profile that you're an event planner. What events have you planned lately?
Baby, he likes to get on the keyboard, and then it will just be like a bunch of black.
Oh yeah. I have Mr. Peterman does the exact same thing. Only he loves walking across the control board.
My favorite part is his tummy because he's got those little spackles. Okay.
So event planning. Tell me about your event planning.
Yeah, so I kind of just fell into that too, A friend was like, "Hey, you want to plan and host this event for me? We can do it at this club. They want to kind of collaborate." I was like, "Cool." And I got a couple under my belt, and I've been doing one particular event every year. It's called the Black Hearts Fetish Ball, and that's an annual event here in St. Petersburg. So that is a party that kind of brings the industry along with lifestyle kinksters, along with people like just interested who come to like, "Ooh, we want to see the freaks." And they end up having like so much fun and making so many good connections and stuff like that. It's really fun. So I just had my 4th or 5th. Was it 5th? 5th annual. Yeah, I just had the 5th annual. Oh my gosh. So that's the most recent thing that I've done, and we have all sorts of performances, Kiki Truth or Dare. It started off as a small thing, and it's definitely getting bigger, but I like it. I really like it. It's like in, my neighborhood club. I know everybody's safe. They're awesome people, the staff and everything. I'm comfortable there. And it's kind of like getting to be a well-oiled machine at this point. So I like it.
Awesome. Vicky Vixxx with us today. She is one of our amazing porn friends. I guess I could call her that. She could be like.
See, you've come a long way. Jiggy, you've come a long way because you used to call me a porn chick. And I'm like, Jig, I love my porn chicks. And I take no offense, real offense to calling me a porn chick. But like, realistically, I mean, I don't really do porn. I don't want you to give your viewers the wrong impression. Yes, I do boy-girl films that I produce specifically. Yes. And exclusively. I produce my own boy-girls. And that's the only time, you know, you can find anything like that as far as, you know, that sort of stuff goes. But, you know, I noticed when you introduced me, you were like, oh, this is Vicky. She is, you know, the dominatrix and the producer and the this and that. And I was like, damn, we've come a long way from porn chick. But yes, to those in the rest of the world, I am a porn chick.
Now,
you know, they think no matter what you are, they call it porn. Anything basically in the adult industry, if you're a stripper, if you're a full, you know, service, if you're a cam model, if you're a dom, if you're this, you're a porn star. So I'll take it.
By the way, I found I just love browsing through your Twitter for all your perv pictures. I did.
I know. Just like started drooling over one and lost your train of thought. I was like, it's okay. I'll pick back up the interview.
I love this. You have this one post up that says, memorize and use them. The real VickyVixxx.com, tribute VickyVixxx.com, pay VickyVixxx.com.
Somebody stole, or, okay, they didn't steal. But by the time I got to a point where I wanted to buy VickyVixxx.com, they were like, contact us. I contacted them, and I'm like, hey. I'm Vicky Vixxx. And they were like $1,200. I was like, fuck you. I'm getting therealVickyVixxx.com for $12.99 on, you know.
Yeah, whatever. GoDaddy or whatever. Yeah, whatever it is. So, one of the things that I have had, kind of, as the great Ross Long would say, one of my perv things is the belly button ring. When did you get your belly button ring done?
I don't even know if I can talk about it.
Uh-oh. What has happened?
I don't want these pervs fantasizing of me as an underage. I was 13. I used to pierce my belly button by myself with safety pins, and my mom would get so pissed, and she would find out before they healed up. And then this one time it got infected. So finally, she was like, fine. You're going to keep doing it? Fine. We'll go get it professionally done. Okay, my mom doesn't talk like that. That's just like my nagging voice or whatever.
Well, yeah.
And so, yeah, we went to the hair salon. They pierced it. This is when it wasn't really that popular. I mean, I'm aging myself, but they pierced my belly button with an ear gun. Like, they didn't even use those things. They pulled it out. One lady, like, held it out, and the other girl went and pierced it with a stud.
Son of a bitch.
Ever since. So.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you have payVickyVixxx.com and tributeVickyVixxx.com. What is the difference between them? Because essentially, all roads lead from your wallet to your pocket.
Yes. It just depends on how much cut the fucking website takes, realistically. So they're basically they go to two different ways to pay me. One is my Erotifix site, and I believe the other is a tribute. I want clips.
Yeah. I just think it's great that
multiple ways. Like, you want to pay me? Okay, here's all this. If you DM me, I got a bunch more, but I don't put that shit on blast for public because haters will try to get your account shut down.
I interviewed I guess she would be referred to as a fetish individual today. And she told me that there is something that she is and she's doing called home wrecking.
Oh,
what is this home wrecking?
Oh, men are such disgusting pigs. See, because
Explain to me
there's
what this
men out
home
there that
wrecking is,
actually
Vicky.
have this fantasy and fetish about somebody like me coming in and mind fucking you into destroying, ruining your family. It's a fetish.
See,
It's a fantasy, okay? There's a safe and consensual way to do it, but there's also a gray line, we'll say.
See, like, people mention this home wrecking as a fetish, and I'm like, okay, so that's pretty much what my ex-wife did, and she wasn't getting paid for it. But, I guess I'm trying.
That's like all these bitches on Facebook in these secret groups posting their nudes for free, and I'm like, hey, you want to make some money? I would never sell my nudes. I would never do porn or get on cam. But here, everybody tell me how hot I am.
You know what's funny about that?
It's self-gratification, but not for you money.
There was a friend of mine in high school, and she pretty much slept with everything and anyone she could get her hands on. And I told her at one point, I said, why don't you just charge these people? And she's like, oh, I could never do that. I would be a slut. I'm like, okay, I guess do it for free. That's cool, whatever. And you've got your bong out, so
would you like me to pass? I never have a clean bong.
Pass the Dutchie on the left-hand side.
I have my medical marijuana card here in the state of Florida.
So what is your marijuana of choice? Or do you not?
What is my right now it happens to be a hybrid from a dispensary called True Leave. It was a really good deal. It was like $25 for 7 ounces of pre-ground flour.
Look at that. That cat is causing all sorts of chaos.
Like a child. Look at it. Like, really, you got to get all up there, right?
Trying to get the mouse.
That's right.
So what's your deal? Is that your company? Are you a photographer?
I am. I own 316 Photography, of course, and basically, I've started working with Jiggy for years now, and I reached out to him, and we were teaming up.
Nice.
And I used to cover interviews for bands and stuff like that. So, very first interview I did was with the band Hairball. And my
Have you ever
cousin
heard of
helped me out,
Hairball?
and they reached 15,000 views overnight, and it was just like,
dang, you're like, bye, Mom, what's up?
yeah, I was just like, holy cow. So I called my cousin the next day. I was like, guess what? And she was like, what? And I says, our video reached 15,000 views. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
It's
So,
it's a new world, man.
yeah. And so, and the other thing is, I started music videos. I was actually recently just on BET Jams
Nice.
with my buddy T-Rail. And he had a music video out. It's called B.O.N. And the full video is on YouTube, but they could only cut it to where it first starts out. But basically, it was real cool because, like, once it hit World Star, everybody, like, where I work at a grocery store. So I got a couple people that come in, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just seen you on World Star. It's like,
yeah, that's funny.
yeah, and I was just like, well, I wasn't in no fight, so, I mean, hey.
I wasn't in no fight.
I mean, use it to your advantage. Hello. World Star isn't a bad thing to be on unless you're doing something really fucked up or embarrassed or you're, like, tweaking on the street or something, I'll be like, yeah.
So Vicky, as we wrap up here with you, my friend, where can people go to get your stuff and give you their money and all these different things? Because you like money.
I really do. I like money. I would actually say I'm in love with money. Just, I didn't want to get emotional, but I'm glad I found the love of my life, and it's all that green stuff with the hundreds and 50s, but lots of them. So send those, okay?
lots of hundreds and
You can find
50s.
me at therealvickivixx.com. Did I scare you? I'm sorry.
No, I love it. I think it's funny that you named the denomination.
This bitch has started having a mental breakdown.
So basically, therealvickivixx.com is the best spot to send folks.
Hit me up.
That's
I do
awesome.
all-
Well, Vicky, it's been an honor and a privilege. And if everything ever goes back to normal, or at least the new normal, maybe we'll catch up in Vegas again. And maybe I'll see you at a. Are you gonna? Were you planning on doing Exotica in Chicago, or were you?
When is that though, or when was it supposed to?
Well, it was supposed to be the middle of April, but now it's the middle. Now it's before August. It's the last weekend in June or July.
The last weekend in July.
Yes.
That would probably work. Yeah, I could. And I need to go to Chicago anyways. I was just talking about this guy to this guy today about going to Chicago. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. But wherever you are, if I'm there, we'll see.
You're gonna have to go. It's my birthday. My birthday is July 28th. So.
How much money you got?
Well, thank you, Vicky. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it, brother.
You're welcome.
And there they go, Vicky Vixxx and Mr. Chris Ortiz. And that wraps it up here from our Big Brother.